I'm Fitz Koehler, your super bossy fitness pro and author of You Supercharged, the exact formula for fitness, weight loss, and longevity. I am so freaking excited to say that out loud. Oi, it's been torturing me not to share all that information with you, but cat's out of the bag, and so is my book. Well, actually, it's on pre-sale right now, which is just super excited. I love that it's on pre-sale. I love that I can finally start making contractual agreements with you that you want the book, and I promise I'm going to deliver it to you. And know this, it's freaking awesome. I mean, I sound a little cocky, and that's just fine because I've been busting my butt on this thing for 2 years solid. And it's the book I've been wanting to write since, I don't know, since I got my master's degree. Since I had the idea of writing a book, I thought I need to tell people, I need to put all of this information together in one place so they know the truth, they understand the science. I can make it simple, stupid, understandable, attainable, make fitness fun, help people break through excuses and monotony, and give them the opportunity to take control of the things that they can and build their best body, their best brain, their best mind. And so this is the book I've been wanting to write for a long time. And part of me regrets not doing it sooner. And then the other half of me is thrilled that I waited, because I feel like I'm at the apex of my career, of my understanding of health and fitness, and my ability to connect with people. And yeah, the book, I love it. I'm so excited. And I don't normally pat myself on the back. I'm not like, Fitz, you did such a great job. This one's a great job. And I've actually run it through some brilliant minds and said, here, read this, tell me what you hate about it. And every last one of them came back and said, I am motivated to do better. I'm now pumped up to be my best, and I have new tools. And it's empowering. It's empowering for me to empower you. It's what I live for. As you probably know this already, I'm a junkie for your health, for your fitness, for your happy moments, for your athletic adventure. Those are the things that just send me to the moon with joy. And this book is jam-packed. This book is so great. So I want to tell you a bit about it. I printed out the names of some of my chapters. I'm going to review a little bit about each / most of them. And I'm going to tell you about my cover, because I really like the cover. I think many of you have seen the cover already. If not, go to fitzness.com. That's actually where you buy it. Let me start there. You can pre-order the book right now. Go to fitzness.com. Right on the cover, there's the picture. It's the book cover. You can click on that. It'll take you straight to the store. You can get several discounts right now. Pre-order discount is free shipping. So here's the deal. I sell through Amazon and Barnes and Noble, etc., but I also kind of compete with them. Know this, that Amazon takes 40 to 50% of the retail price. So let's say the book sells for $24.99. That's the paperback price. Amazon will take $12 to $14 of that. And then there's the printing cost, which means the author gets $1 or $2. It's not enough. It is what it is, right? But if you buy from me, I don't have to give $12 to Amazon. So I appreciate it when my readers buy through me. And the other thing is, when you buy through me, I get to personalize the book. I sign every single copy that leaves my office. I always have with all of my books, and I've signed and shipped thousands of books, and it just makes my heart happy. I love being able to do that personal service for you, right? It's special when Joe Blow orders a book. I mean, lately it's been the cancer books, right? But he says, this is for my dad who has brain cancer. And so on Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, I write, Dad, I'm rooting for you. Joe and I love you, or whatever it is. And then I put in a little free gift with all of my books, and then I wrap it in fun, pretty paper. And normally I sign the exterior, write some fun messages. I like taking care of you. I like doting on you. And when you purchase a book through me, I get to put in a little extra Fitzy love, right? So that's nice too. So these books, the discounts, I have the free shipping discount. And if you go to my website, you'll see that. And then there's a buy 4, get 1 deal too. So Christmas is coming, Hanukkah's coming, Kwanzaa, Festivus for the rest of us, whatever, right? If you want to give the gift of health, it's a affordable, generous option that can actually change their lives, right? So if you have 4 friends and you want to get yourself a book, you buy 4, you get 1 free. So those are the deals I have on fitzness.com. But I hope you get them. I hope you buy 100. I hope you have 100 friends and you're going to give them all this book, and then they're all going to live better and longer. And it's going to be mostly your fault and partially my fault too. But yeah, so I'm going to tell you about the book now. There's over 400 pages. Yikes. I thought it was going to be a 250, 300 page book. And nope, When I got done writing and creating, it was over 400, which is fine. Sometimes when I was writing my Noisy Cancer Comeback and it was getting long, I remember reaching out to professionals and asking, how long does a nonfiction book need to be? And they said it needs to be as long as it needs to be. Your goal is to get the information to your reader. And whether it's 100 pages or 500 pages or 800 pages, so be it. You just give them what you have to give. And that made a lot of sense to me. And it's funny, I see my daughter carrying around these books that are 900 pages. And I think, oh, okay, people read really big books. So it's 400 pages. It's not a monster. It's not tiny either. You're going to get so much content. It's 400 pages-ish, a little over that, 34 chapters, plus an intro, plus an extra. So it's kind of like 36 chapters. And I cover all the bases. So let's go through. Number 1, high performance health. That's chapter number 1. That's me convincing you that this is important, that you should take care of your health. It's funny. I have a friend who, she just got done with cancer care and she was asking me about which gym she should join. And there was one very inexpensive gym, like a $10 a month gym. And then there's one that's more an investment, but golly, it offers so much more. And I said, well, I think you should join the more expensive gym because it has so much. She goes, yeah, I don't want to commit to it if I'm not going to use it. And I said, back up, reverse it. Commit to getting healthy. Right now, you've just finished cancer. Health is not an option for you. You have to commit to health and then figure it out. And ideally, if you invest $50 a month or whatever you're paying for a gym membership, maybe paying $50 a month will hurt you so badly in the wallet that you have to go make use of it, right? You're like, well, I'm paying $50 a month. I'm going to go at least 10 times. And then it breaks it down to only $5 per use. So that's the mindset. But yeah, high performance health, this is you getting the rigmarole on why you need to step it up and how this will enhance every single avenue of your life. So that's chapter 1. Chapter number 2, who do you want to be? I don't throw goals for you. I mean, how many thousands of people will read this book? Hopefully millions, right? But I can't set a goal for you. You have to decide who you want to be. What are you trying to achieve? Physically, mentally, socially, professionally. When it comes to your body, are you trying to lose weight? Or are you trying to gain weight? Are you trying to get stronger, more flexible? Are you trying to get rid of pain? Those are questions you have to answer. And that's what chapter 2 is all about. Chapter 3, the exact formula for weight loss. Hey, if you would like to achieve your ideal weight, whatever that is, the exact formula will get you there every single time. It's not a diet. It's not a pill. It's not a powder. It's a formula that works. Simple, stupid, simple science. It couldn't be any more simple. And that's what that chapter is about. And the exact formula can also be used if you're someone trying to gain weight or maintain your weight. So weight management right there. Chapter 4, supercharged nutrition, rocket fuel for your body. So of course, the exact formula, no matter what you eat, will get you to your goal weight. However, if you put in the good stuff, oh, everything will be better. I mean, really, nutrition is so powerful. Not only the way you feel, the way your body works, the way you perform, your longevity relies on the things you put in your body. If you put in bad stuff, I assure you, you're going to have a lot less long of a life. If you put in good stuff, you might make it a little further. In fact, you probably will. So that's nutrition. And that chapter, it's funny, I wrote that chapter in a very sciencey way. And it was big. And then I let it go. I put it aside. I kept writing. And then a couple of months later, I went back and I read it and I thought, it's too much, too sciencey. It's just too much as far as heavy duty science. And what I really want for my books is that I want any grown up can understand, any 14-year-old can understand the concepts that I'm dishing out. So you don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to know all the big words. I wanted this chapter to be more consumable. And it's funny, consumable on a nutrition chapter. But yeah, I deleted the whole thing. I kid you not, I'm on an airplane. That's usually where I do much of my writing. Deleted the whole chapter. And then I started fresh. Said, okay, I'm going to talk in a much more simplistic way that's usable. And I encourage you to go through that chapter with a highlighter, right? That one, you're just going to zoom through and then you're going to see, yeah, I need a little more of that. This makes sense to me. Highlight. And then you go back and you insert those ingredients, those types of food into your day in the particular quantities that are relevant to you. But yeah, supercharged nutrition, that's exciting. And again, I deleted it and then I rewrote it and it's much better. And it was the right thing to do. It was a little bit painful. Oi, Fitz Koehler, too sciencey, but I dialed it back and I'm thrilled with that chapter. Okay, liquid gold versus liquid garbage. This is all about beverages, from coffee to tea to soda to diets, sodas to energy drinks to electrolyte beverages, water, all of that's in there and we need it, right? Okay, chapter 6, chop it like it's hot. That's about preparing your food in interesting and intelligent ways. And yeah, it's cooking, right? I don't even have recipes. It's just this is how to get the most out of the food you're consuming. Chapter 7, the case against diets. And boy, do I love that chapter because boy, do I love to trash diets. You've heard me before. Diets are dumb. So I hit some of the main diets. I hit keto and intermittent fasting and some others. And then I tell you why they're dumb. And then I punch those snake oil salesman in the face with my words. Like if you're one of the snake oil salesmen, you read that chapter, you're going to come out with a bloody lip. And I hope it hurts. I hope it freaking hurts because I resent very few people more than those that are taking advantage of good folks just trying to achieve their ideal weight. So yeah, that's a fun chapter, the case against diets. Chapter 8, 4 pillars of fitness and the fit principle. So those are, they sound fancy, but 4 pillars: strength, cardio, flexibility, balance. That's how, why, when, and then the fit principle is frequency, intensity, time, and type. Those are important factors when you're designing your own workout. And the goal here is for you, when you close this book when you're done, you're going to know how to design your own workout. You're going to understand which type of workout you should be doing for your particular goals, how often, at what intensity, what types, how to vary those workouts. And so that's a great chapter. A lot of fun for me because obviously I love to talk about exercise. Exercise, hooray. Okay, and I'm so pumped. I hope you guys can feel this. I feel like I'm jumping through my screen right now, but I'm so excited about this book and all of its content. I can't wait to get it into your brain. Your brain, so delightful, so enticing to me. There's nothing I want more than access to your brain. So yay, here it comes. You supercharged. Okay, chapter 9, everything exercise. This chapter is a monster. It's a beast. It's like 80 pages because I talk about all the nuts and bolts of exercise, the how-to of cardio, strength, flexibility, and balance, cross training, high intensity training. There's a bunch of different types, but it has hundreds of photos. That's the main event in this chapter is hundreds of photos because sometimes people tell me, well, I sprained my ankle and I can't exercise. Okay, liar. Here's dozens of exercises you can do in a chair and photos. So there's photos and then there's instructions. So if you think you can't exercise because your ankle is sprained or your ankle is broken or your whole lower leg has been chopped off, I've got you. You still can because I have shown you how to exercise in the chair. I target every body part. This is specifically how to strength train and stretch your chest, your back, your lats, your biceps, your triceps, your adductors, your abductors, your glutes, your abs. It's all in there. There's stretching, there's strength, there's bed exercises. How do you exercise in bed? Boy, did I become a pro at that when I was doing cancer care. And man, if I would have just lied there, I would have wasted away even further than I did. But instead of just lying there, even when I felt like bleh, the worst, I would do leg lifts, I would do bridges, I would do particular stretches, and I would use my bed as a fitness tool. So those photos are in this book. And then I have stretches in the shower. Hopefully you're showering every day or every other day. What a way to multitask because you get in the shower, you have the warm water splashing over your body, your delightful body, and then you can do these stretches in there. So there's a little bit of everything. The everything exercise chapter is huge. And I love it, right? I love it. The only thing I didn't love is posing for the photos. So we're going to talk about that. And I've talked about it before. I loathe posing for photos, loathe. However, when I'm doing exercise photos, at least I'm just exercising. There's nothing awkward about me doing a push-up position 1 and push-up position 2. So those exercise photos, I did not mind taking. I mean, I don't love it, but whatever. I love teaching exercise. So that's at least purposeful photos. Okay. Chapter 10, sleep like an angel. Ooh, baby. You know you're no good if you haven't had a good night's sleep. It's not a badge of honor. It's a tragedy. So let's talk about having many great night sleeps. Let's fill your life, your nights up with quality sleep. And then once you do that, everything in your life will be better. You will exercise more regularly. You will make wiser choices when it comes to food. You will be more pleasant in social scenarios. You will be more creative on the job. Sleep matters. And so chapter 10, sleep like an angel. Another good one. Chapter 11, motivation versus discipline. Boy, you need to know the difference because motivation might get you started. Discipline will take you to the finish line. I'm not going to beat that horse to death right now because I want you to read the chapter, but yeah, it's enlightening. It's enlightening. Chapter 12, ripped abs and gorgeous glutes. So here's the deal. Some of my readers, they may just be trying to lose a certain amount of weight, get to a normal size, feel good. And then there's going to be some people who are reading this book that say, damn, I want you to be able to see every stitch of my obliques. I want a muscular booty. I want curvy, strong legs. I want my arms to be obvious that I strength train. That chapter is for you. I mean, again, it's all for you, but if you want to take things up a notch, chapter 12, ripped abs and gorgeous glutes, will get you there. That's for you. That's for you. Chapter 13, breaking up with body shame. Oh, that doesn't do any of us any good. And I'm a former bulimic. Now, I was a teenager with an eating disorder. It's been a very long time, but I understand that mindset. I very vividly understand what it felt like to be me in that place and what drove me to bulimia. And so I also know how unproductive that type of physical and emotional abuse is to ourselves. And so that's what that chapter is about, is you have nothing to be ashamed of wherever you are in fitness. Let me talk you off the ledge, and we're going to be productive, right? We're going to appreciate the best parts of our body right now. And then we're going to set goals and take action to make it even better. Love that chapter. And I think that will hopefully help a lot of people who need it. Chapter 14, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want great things, you're going to have to put in some effort. It may be strenuous effort. The effort may make you sweat. It may make you huff and puff. It may make you wake up early sometimes. It may make you make different choices in eating in a big nom 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 environment full of people downing the bad stuff. You may have to be uncomfortable and tell your aunt, no, thank you, I'm not eating your lasagna. But yeah, chapter 14, get comfortable being uncomfortable. When you do that, you will be unstoppable. Chapter 15, flawless-ish. That's right. This chapter is called flawless-ish because I don't believe in flawless. I don't believe in perfection. In fact, we talk a lot about perfect is boring in the book, but flawless-ish is about upping your game, getting that glow up, right? So beyond the exercise and nutrition, what else can you do? Can you work on your hairstyle? Can you get a few extra clothes? Can you clean up your nails? Can you clean up your office and your closet? And yeah, flawless-ish is about expanding your greatness and getting better in many avenues of your life to elevate your game completely. That one's a lot of fun. Chapter 16, obesity is scary stuff. I don't know how else I could have titled it. Obesity is scary stuff. If you are obese, you're going to have to change quickly. We're going to have to take immediate action. And yeah, this is a big, swift kick in the can for you. Obesity is not a joke. It's not funny. We're not the butt of the jokes. It's not just like, ha, 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 the funny big guy. No, you are the person I'm terrified for, and I will do anything to get you to change your ways. So chapter 16, very important to the obese crew. If you care about someone who is obese, maybe you give them this book, and then, if they read it, they will get the message loud and clear, and hopefully they will take action. Being a little overweight, I mean, nobody likes it, but fine. Being obese, lethal. Okay, chapter 17, health during hardship and mental health. And boy, do those things go together. It's funny, not funny, haha, but funny, strange how when things hit the fan, the first thing people tend to give up is their healthy habits. And truly, when things hit the fan, your exercise, nutrition, sleep, those habits count more than ever. If somebody tells you you have been diagnosed with Parkinson's, okay, if you don't want that Parkinson's to take complete control of your body in a real quick fashion, you can work against it. How? Exercise, putting good food in your mouth. You don't say, okay, I've got Parkinson's and lying down and eating nothing but garbage. No, you say, I've been diagnosed with something scary. I'm going to fight back. And you can prevent a decline. Also, if you're getting a divorce or your house burned down or you lost your job, being fit, being strong will give you the energy and the confidence to go pursue a new job, to pursue a new love interest, to pursue new opportunities, to buy the new house, right? And so fitness and health matters most when things hit the fan. And so that chapter hopefully will convince a lot of people to do better and be better. Chapter 18, boy, we're flying through these. Persevering through pain. Man, everybody hurts sometimes. Isn't that REM? Everybody hurts sometimes. Whether you have knee pain or you have back pain or you have fibromyalgia or, I don't know, a migraine, you still have to move forward. You can't let pain stop you completely. Pain may only force you to be creative, right? There's very few people who can do nothing positive for their health. Maybe it's a change in eating habits or a different way of exercise. But yeah, we're all going to have pain of some sort. And it's our job to figure out how to get past it. And also, I talk a bit about managing narcotics and the effect they have on your health and some thoughtful decisions you may make. And mind you, I don't claim to be a doctor. I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions, which you can accept or you can throw away. But anyways, it's in there because I went all out. Trust me, it's 400 pages. I took almost everything in my head and I put them down there. You're going to hear it all, folks. Chapter 19, brain gains. It's no fun to grow very old in a healthy body if you're completely confused or numb to society. No, we can actually do a lot to increase our brain health. Our brains are neuroplastic, which means we can actually grow new brain cells and expand our ability to learn and retain information. And so we don't have to have severe mental decline as we age. You can fight against that with certain behaviors. That's what that chapter is about. And of course, exercise is a big component of mental health when I'm talking about your brain power. Chapter 20, full throttle femininity. So femininity, that's a big word. This chapter was inserted because I'd say in the spring, I felt like I was almost done with the book. And I put out a request on social media and I said, hey, this is the type of book I'm writing. If you were to buy or read a book like this, what would you hope would be involved? And so many women said, please address perimenopause or menopause or exercise with pregnancy and so forth. And I took that seriously. And this chapter, golly, I'm really excited about this chapter. I think there's so many solutions and there's so many women who think, oh, I've hit menopause. I'm just going to be overweight and out of shape. And my sex is going to be bad. I'm going to have no sex drive and everything's going to be awful. Baloney. I've got solutions. Because there are solutions, science-based solutions. And then I hand deliver them to you. And we do talk about the vajayjay, the hoo-ha, the kitty, the cooter, all those things are in there, which is fun. It's fun to talk about those things. And then the next chapter, chapter 21, man mode. That's right. If you would like to have the most powerful pecker on the planet, boom, we got man mode. If you are dealing with menopause, which is something men go through, it's that hormonal change as men age, it's in there. So there's a chapter for the ladies and a chapter for the guys. And if you want to talk about your willy, your wang, your pecker, your penis, man mode, it's there. Okay, chapter 22, supercharge your family. Love this because, yeah, we love our family. And especially if you're raising a family, if you're a parent, you should be focused on your offspring's future, right? We don't just give them garbage food all the time because they're little and skinny and it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. And here's how to raise healthy kids that become healthy adults. Here's how to increase the health of your marriage, right? Or your parents. I mean, everyone in your family can start firing at a higher level if you lead the way with your behavior and your higher standards. And of course, sharing this book with them. But yeah, supercharge your family. Let's go for gold. Let's get everyone involved, living better, living longer. Wouldn't it be nice if you were the only family who didn't have someone with a tragic disease on the block? Wouldn't that be great if your whole family lived into your 90s and 100s and you felt good the whole way? I mean, golly, I have a parent who, well, my dad died before he hit 70, I think. And then my mother's in her 80s, but she's very fragile. And a lot of this could have been prevented. And so, yeah, supercharge your dang family. Chapter 23, built to last, aging like a badass. I was just talking about that. Can you get into your 80s and 90s and still be active, still be doing the things you want to do, still be independent, still avoiding falls? Yeah, I mean, golly, in your 30s and 40s and 50s, how often do you fall? I mean, if you're out doing Spartan races, maybe you fall, but most of us aren't falling a lot. As we age, we become more, many of us become more unstable. We hit the ground. And when we do that with fragile bones, because we weren't strength training or eating nutritiously, then bad things happen. You know, hip fractures often lead to death. I mean, golly, you break one bone. Of course, it's a big old bone, but you break a bone and then you die because of it. It's terrible. We don't want that to happen. So we don't want your parents to die young. We don't want them to be fragile. We don't want them to be limited. We don't want them to be confused. We don't want that for you. So chapter 23, aging like a badass, is going to make a big difference in the life of you and the folks you love. Chapter 24, so busy, yet so successful. This is for the people who think they're too busy to exercise or eat right. That's hogwash, nonsense, garbage. And I prove my case and give you methods to undoing that madness. Chapter 25, high tech health. So we could use tech for evil or we could use it for good. And I say, let's use tech for good. If we're just sitting there staring at a screen, that's evil. That's undoing us, right? But you could really take advantage of apps and devices and tracking plans and social media. There's so many ways to utilize technology to enhance your fitness. And we discussed those. There's a great chapter. Fun, fun, fun. Chapter 26, workday workouts. So you've got a job. Ooh, so many people think, well, I can't be fit. I have a job. Okay, so do I. So does a lot of people have a job, yet they still find time for fitness. And so, come on, we can do better. And if you are a professional, that might even make you more prime to have a great fitness routine, because if you show up at work on time, if you're someone who can be in a certain place and do certain things for 40 hours a week, well, then yeah, you can do it for 30 to 60 minutes a day. You can certainly add on to that. You've already proven yourself by your ability to hold a job that you can become a fit person too. So I like that chapter a lot. Workday workouts. Chapter 27, traveling fit. I'd like to think I'm the queen of that, but yeah, wherever you go, whatever you're doing, whether it's business or leisure, you can take your healthy habits with you on the road. And I convince you in chapter 27. Chapter 28, holiday hacks. Ho, ho, holy cow. This one is going to be relevant to all of us, except if I think there's one religion that doesn't do holidays. But yeah, I mean, holidays can be hard. People are providing cookies and cakes and candy and alcohol. And this chapter goes into how to manage that. And my philosophy has always been to teach people how to get between Thanksgiving and the new year fitter, not fatter. There's no reason you should gain 10 pounds over the month of December. It's actually absurd. So I give you tactics, techniques, tricks, what have you, to manage that. In fact, if you get to January 1st underneath the Fitz Koehler plan, you will be fitter than you were mid-November. That's pretty cool. Okay, chapter 29, running, walking, and racing. I couldn't resist. I didn't dedicate a chapter to every sport on earth, but I did dedicate a chapter to this because it's an inherent skill. It's something we know how to do. We walk. If we have two mostly functioning legs, all of us know how to walk or run. And it's running, or racing, I should say, is the largest participant sport on earth. It's the only sport where 60,000 people line up to compete. You know, if we go to the New York Giants stadium, maybe they have 60,000 fans and there's, I don't know, 150 athletes on the field. Well, in racing, sometimes we have 60,000 athletes, and that's a pretty big deal. And for those of you who've never done a race and you think I can't, no, you really can. And there's a lot of benefits to that, whether you decide to be a runner who runs really fast or someone who just goes out and walks a 5K or a 1 mile on the weekend. Please join this community. It's the largest in the world as far as exercise is concerned. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the people are pretty cool. So says me. Okay, chapter 30. Why your excuses are lame. Boy, did I have a lot of fun writing this chapter, because you know what? I love poking fun at your excuses. Oh, I mean, any excuse you have for me, I'm going to be able to come up with an explanation on why your excuse is lame. And so, yeah, I took the most common excuses I've heard over my decades in this career and I lay it out. So I'm sure one of your common excuses is in that chapter, and I'm going to hand it to you. I'm going to give it to you on a silver platter, and you're going to feel silly for having ever made that excuse. And that's what I'm striving for, is for you to rethink your excuses forevermore. All righty, chapter 31, questions and answers, common questions, and I provide answers. I like doing that. It's a good one. Chapter 32, do's and don'ts of supercharging. Do this, not that. Do this, not that. Very clear, very concise, very fun. I think you'll enjoy that one. You're just going to have to see it. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but it's the do's and don'ts of supercharging. Chapter 33, get it together, the tough love chapter. So this chapter was written because as I was finishing up the book, I started with my interns. I said, guys, read my book. Tell me what you hate about it. That's how I operate as an author. I want the truth. And the only way to get people to tell you the truth is by begging for hatred. Please tell me what you hate, because if not, people will just say, oh, it's good. And they'll be too embarrassed to tell you what they really think. So the interns, I have 4 of them in the spring. They're reading through the book and they have the Google Drive and they can make comments. They can highlight maybe a misspelling or a grammar error. You know, I type really fast, and you don't type for perfection. You just get the information out and then you clean it up. At least that's how I write. So they have all these little comments, but every last one of them along the way said, maybe you could soften your tone a little bit. maybe you could soften. Maybe you could sound a little nicer. And so I'm abrasive. You hear it? I'm abrasive. I'm pointed. However, I am abrasive because I so passionately care about you. And I think you need to hear it. I think there's too many people pussyfooting around, tiptoeing around people with bad health. Too many doctors who are afraid to tell their patients, if you don't clean up your act, you're going to drop dead before 50. This is a problem. You are overweight. Your cholesterol is too high. Your high blood pressure is going to be the death of you. And so it really bothers me that too many other health professionals are cowards. And I am not a coward. So I will tell you the truth every time. And as a policy, it benefits nobody for Fitz Koehler, the fitness expert, to blow sunshine up your you know what. Doesn't make any sense. So I will tell you the truth. I won't go grab someone at the park and be like, hey, buddy, you're overweight. I want to talk to you. No, but if you come to me and you ask for advice, I'm going to give it to you uh, in the most honest way that I can. And so I also like to poke you in the chest. You know that. I'm willing to shake people around. And sometimes I know that people need to be shaken. Right? Someone's sitting around there. They live their life for 10 years, 100 pounds overweight, 50 pounds overweight, and they stay there and they just are satisfied that way. That's crazy because not only do they not look their best, I mean, that's their problem, but they're definitely not feeling good and they're not performing their best. And life could be so much better. Life could be so much better. And maybe somebody needs to tell them the truth. If they ask, it's my obligation to tell the truth. And so much of my advice comes in a what do we say, brutally honest way, right? And that's actually the comment I get the most from folks that I've guided over the years. They say, thank you for your brutal honesty. It worked. And I get away with that because I think everybody knows I love them. And I love you. I tell you that all the time. I love you. So if I'm telling you something, it's never out of hatred. I'm not trying to be mean. But anyway, so where I'm going with that is the interns kept saying, maybe go soften your tone. And so there was quite a few places where I thought, okay, fine, I will. And I did soften my tone. And then there were some places where I thought, hell no, I am not softening that. That needs to come across loud and clear and feel a little bit aggressive. And so because I held back throughout the book in many ways, again, not all the way, you're not getting a vanilla book. There's a few places I dialed it back. So chapter 34, get it together, the tough love chapter. This is me ripping into those who are willing to take it. If you don't think you can handle it, don't read chapter 34. Just skip it. And I think I actually say that at the top. Like if you're brace yourself or move to chapter 35, because if you don't think you can handle this, then just pass it up. But that's chapter 34. Oh, and it felt so good to get it off my chest. And I think for so many of you, you're going to receive it the way it was intended. And it is going to be your wake-up call. And you are going to feel that smack across your face. And it is going to shake you into action. So yeah, I'm very excited about chapter 33. And then chapter 34, you did it. Now what? And so this is a chapter for those of you who get to your goals. Now, I imagine for some of you, you might read this whole book in 2 days. All right, well, it's hard to change everything in 2 days. But what I want you to know is if you do what I tell you to do, you will get where you want to go. You will get there. And then once you're there are steps you need to take to maintain your success and then to go even further. And you may have pushback from your loved ones. Your loved ones may be bitter about your success. And you may have other obstacles in your life at that point. And so that's what chapter 34 is about. It's about congratulating you on your success and then preparing you to maintain it and preserve it and go even further. And then finally, the outro, you can do hard things. And that is my love letter to you. That's how I end the book. And, I'm so excited for you to read this thing. I know every last one of you who takes the time and opens the pages, it's just going to change your life. I believe it. I believe it because fitness is the solution to so many things. And I'm pretty convinced that if you give me the time, if you open your eyes and your ears and you listen to my words, then you will take action. Hopefully you will take all the action and then you will be the superhuman version of yourself, right? You'll be supercharged in a extraordinarily weird way. But I know this will change your life. And yeah, how did I come up with the term supercharged? I was just, it's you, my business, it's my brand, Fitzness, right? But I've always said Fitzness is not about me. It's about you. That's actually why you don't see videos of me exercising all the time. Like so many people, they post their workouts. And I do that very sparingly because I don't feel like the focus of this is me. I can be the focus when I'm dishing out advice and guidance and encouragement. But it's not really about, hey, look at me exercise. So yeah, this book is about you. It's about you being supercharged, you being the absolute better, best, incredible, amazing version that you've ever had of yourself right now. And it doesn't matter who you were yesterday, what you accomplished in high school. It's about you gaming up, elevating everything right now. And you're not expected to be a marathon champion or a bodybuilder. It's just, let's go. Let's go. Let's make you a better version of you, not a comparative to anybody else, just you at your best. And when you do what I ask you to do with your nutrition and your exercise and your sleep and these complementary care, and you up your game with the tips you find in Flawless-ish, everything in your world will get better. Not only will you look, feel, and perform better, your social circles will improve, your social relationships will improve, your professional status will improve. Everything about you will get better if you do what I tell you to do. So that's the book, babies. I'm so excited. And yeah, sorry for gushing about my own project, but I'm so pumped. And man, there's me and maybe a handful of other people who know what's within the pages. So that's why, I don't know, I'm just excited. I'm excited. Okay, so it will be released November 19th. If I receive my copies that I'm ordering from the printer before November 19th, I will send them out to you. I will not make you wait until November 19th. So that's one of the advantages of pre-order. Okay. And so I'm going to tell you, let me go straight into the cover. So the cover was going to be a completely different cover than as you see it. If you haven't checked out the cover yet, just go to fitzness.com or fitzness on Instagram and look at the cover. But it's a photo of me pointing. I'm in an exercise outfit, and it says, "You supercharged, the exact formula for fitness, weight loss, and longevity." I think it's very pretty. The cover designer did a wonderful job. But up until about 3 weeks ago, the cover was not going to have me on it. I just didn't want to be on the cover. Also, I loathe photo shoots, and I've expressed that before. If you listen to my show, you know that I do not like posing for pictures. I don't like the whole process. And so I have a very talented cover designer, Alexander von Ness from Croatia. And normally I hire Gators. Normally I hire Americans, but I couldn't resist Alex and his work. I couldn't resist my book layout designer, Slim, who's also from Croatia. Anyhow, Alex had designed this imagery he had two silhouettes. They were black silhouettes of a fit female and a fit male. And he had given me some options with different colors. I mean, all the design elements were beautiful. And it took a couple of weeks, but we eventually, I thought, settled on one. The backdrop was purple. These silhouettes were black. And I thought anybody could see themselves in those silhouettes, guy and a gal, great. And so I pretty much decided on going with this purple cover. And I ran them by friends, the owner and the marketing director for Gainesville Health and Fitness. So they're so gifted. Joe Cerulli owns the Gainesville Health and Fitness Center here in my hometown. And he also was the previous president of IHRSA, the International Health and Racket Sports Association. I used to teach fitness for him when I was in college. And since then, he's been not only a friend, but a mentor and someone I could go to for guidance, because I'm a little bit I'm on an island here. It's just me, right? I'm the only person at Fitzness other than my interns. I have a couple of friends that ask for guidance, but I don't have any support system. I don't have a marketing team. I don't have anything. I just have to sometimes look to people that I trust and admire and say, can you help, right? So I went to Joe and his marketing director, Glenn, who's been doing it for 30 something years, are such good guys. I was saying, guys, what do you think about these covers? And they kind of like, yeah, I like this over that. I like this over that. And so when it came down to this purple cover, I had called Joe one night and I said, "Hey, Joe, what do you think?" And I think I shared via FaceTime or whatever. I sent him the image and he goes, "Yeah, this is pretty. I like it." I said, "Are you sure you approve?" He said, "Yeah." And then we hang up, and 10 seconds later, my phone rings. It was Joe. And I said, "Hey, Joe, what's up?" He goes, "Fitz, why aren't you on the cover?" And I said, "Joe, I don't think I need to be on the cover. I don't think my face sells this book." He said, "I think you're wrong." And I said, I don't like photo shoots, so I just don't want to." He said, "Okay, well, this is what I think. I think you should be on the cover." I said, "Okay, I hear you." So in my mind, I said, "Nah, I'm still not going to do it." And then the next day I went to the pool and I ran into my friend Gail. And Gail is an author. She's a romance novel author. And so as you know, I haven't been sharing these images or even the title with almost anybody. I thought I'll just keep it and I'll do a fun release and I'll figure it out before I share it with the world. But I go, "Gail, you want to see my new cover?" And she said, "Yeah." So I show it to her and she hesitates and she goes, "Can I be honest?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, it's pretty, but it kind of looks like the cover of a mystery novel." And then she was right. I just couldn't unsee it. That's all I could see is these black images maybe looked ominous, like a mystery novel. I thought, oh, damn it. So back to the drawing board, I went home and I was trying to figure out what color can I make these silhouettes so it didn't look like a mystery novel. And then I thought, no, they'd have to be humans. Damn it. So I thought, okay, fine. I'll be on the cover and then I'll find a fit guy. We'll be the silhouettes. And so I tell Glenn and I go, I need a guy. Do you know a hunky guy? And he's like, I don't know, but I don't think you need a guy. I was like, no, I need a guy. And so a day or two later, I'm at the gym and I see Glenn and I see Joe and I say, hey, Joe, listen, I'm going to go with this kind of cover, but it's going to be me and a guy. And he goes, why? You don't need a guy in the cover. I go, no, I think it will be helpful because, guys will see themselves. He goes, Fitz, how long have you been doing this? I said, decades. He said, what does your demographic look like? And I said, well, honestly, it's about a 50% split. I have 50% male and then 50% female, always have. And he goes, okay. He goes, and they come to you because they like your advice, your guidance. They like your delivery. They're at Fitzness because of you, right? I said, yeah. He goes, when's the last time you needed a man to stand next to you to get your point across? Whoo. And I just looked and I was like, boom, I have heard you loud and clear. Fine. And so I decided, okay, it'll be just me. It'll just be me. And so some of the things that have really stressed me out over photo shoots in the past is not having a game plan for the outfit, for the location. So I found a photographer who had shot magazines. In fact, I looked through some magazines that were created at the University of Florida, and there was some photos. I thought, well, that's a beautiful photo. Maybe I can get that photographer. The photographer was always the same person. I just fell in love with her work. Eden Hetzroni is her name. She just graduated from the University of Florida. She has shot many magazine covers, and I contacted her. Thank goodness she was available. Found a beautiful studio here in Gainesville. I had a certain look I wanted for makeup, and I found a makeup artist, Rosie Weeks, who I thought would give me the look I was going for. And then I actually put out a selfie stick and I practiced some poses because I thought, what am I going to do? And maybe if I practice a pose, I'll have something that I want to work with. And what I wanted was I wanted the point because I thought the point was pointing at you. But then one of the nicest things I hear from people on my photos that I share, and most of the photos taken of me are candids, right? I'm at a race. I'm running with people that I care about. And for those type of photos, I feel very comfortable taking photos. Candids are great. But so many people have said to me, Fitz, I feel your energy. When I look at your photos, I get hit with your energy and it makes me feel energetic. I feel energized by your energy. And so I thought, that's also something I want to deliver. So I really was hoping to look pretty, to look whatever my version of my best was, have an outfit that was cute and it's just black biker shorts and a black sports bra. But yeah, I went with the pointing. So we come together at this location. I also had one of my besties and one of my interns, both who I knew I could trust to tell me that I look stupid. I said, Kim and Nikki, your entire job is to tell me when I look dumb. Just tell me I look bad and I'll change what I'm doing. This is what I have to, I'm not a model, so I need your help. And so it was great. The studio setup was great. Eden knew what she was doing. Her girlfriend's a creative director, so she was giving some insight too. I had Kim and Nikki there. Rosie, the makeup artist, she stayed to keep touching me up. We had fun music playing. And I can tell you for about an hour, I did a lot of jump, jump, point, jump, jump, point, jump, jump, point. But I really wanted to get that shot. Thankfully, we did. And then we took a bunch of other photos. But it feels like an exhausting process. But I think the cover photo was obvious to me. I received about 20 options. And there was one that stood out to me, and I showed it to a variety of people, and they would say, I like that. I like that. I love this one. So the one I went with was the one everybody seemed to love. And then Alex, made the most of it with the cover design. And I'm hoping it's a cover that they say, don't judge a book by its cover. But I hope people see the book, they see the title, they know it's directed at them, and they feel like I'm the person that can help supercharge them. Right. So I'm grateful. that certain things are done. I have a few files I'm waiting for. I have to upload to the printer, and then I'll get my author copies. And then, November 19th at minimum, they'll all start going out. And that's actually when I'll put them on sale at Barnes & Noble and the other locations. They'll be available worldwide. So if you are one of my international readers, if you want to order from fitzness.com, you can, or international listeners, you'll just have to pay shipping fees to wherever you are. If not, just wait, and it will show up Amazon in Germany and Japan and Australia and all of those places where my books have sold really well, which I'm grateful for. So, but in the meantime, please order at fitzness.com. If you're going to tell your friends to order my book, please tell them to go to fitzness.com. And if you enjoy it, please go to Amazon and leave a review. So that's the thing. You can buy a book off a shelf or via my website, and then you can go to Amazon, click on it, and leave a review. And those reviews are priceless. And here's another little author secret that all the authors, we all kind of agonize over is we have people buy our books, lots of people, strangers buy the books, and then friends we know. And sometimes we'll lean into a friend and say, hey, would you leave an honest review on Amazon? And they'll go, yeah, I will. And then they don't. And so nobody likes to keep asking for a favor. I will ask the first time, please leave an Amazon review. But then I feel kind of stupid asking a good friend, please do it again. Please, it'll take 3 minutes, but that would be very helpful to me. So if you read the book and you enjoy the book and you feel like it's impacting your life, please go to Amazon and leave that review. And that's something future customers may look at to consider whether they're going to buy my book or not and supercharge your freaking life, right? So anyways, that's it. That's my book, and I'm so excited. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for listening to me yammer on about it for probably the past year. When I started telling you about it, it's been a colossal project. I do believe it's my masterpiece. I'm elated and excited, and I feel just a real sense of pride and hope that I can get it into as many hands as possible and supercharge as many of you as possible. So thanks to those of you who already ordered the book, those of you who have already taken my image and shared it on Instagram and said, hey, buy my friend's book. It's going to be great. Those things go a long way for me. And yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, here's a song of the week. I'm going to go song of the week. Okay, song of the week is by Young Gravy, and it's called Super Good. I've been adding that to all my you Supercharged posts on Instagram. So Young Gravy, Super Good. It's super fun, and I'm going to add it to my fitzness playlist. Not giving you a communication tip. No, that's a lie. Your communication tip of the week is communicate with your friends and tell them about my darn book. Can you do that? I know you can. Hey, listen, thank you for listening. I love you so much. I appreciate the fact that you let me into your brain, let me into your life, and let me help you make positive changes, because if you don't do that, then I wander aimlessly through this world feeling pointless. So I love you. Get to work. Bye, team. Mwah.